Everybody, it's Craig and Arun back with your Friday, opening Friday in the NBA. We got Friday, the 24th of October. We're going to have 12 games for you. We're going to cover all of them. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the great stuff we do here daily, including we cover every college football game, every NFL game, every football game. Doesn't really matter. So make sure you go over there at the end of the video or in the link. You can get our Friday college football and the NFL if you want the whole Saturday, Sunday card of games. If you want our absolute top plays, go over right here. Got a special for you. So the picks are out. So if you buy them, you can get in right now. You get both of our plays for just $99. It's usually $99 each. So go over to docsports.com/Craig Arun. You'll get Indian Cowboy has a rare. Usually he's not a Thursday, Friday guy. He has a Friday college football 7-unit play. Top play of the week goes on Friday. It is included in there. 5 more plays on Saturday for him. I have a total of 8 plays. So I have 5 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. So a total of 14 plays and 3 top plays are included in that. So make sure you get that right here, Craig Arun. If you want our top NBA play, just go over to the website. You can't miss out. In the meantime, of course, Indian Cowboy, tell them what they get with our premium levels here. We don't have level 1 listed, but Indian Cowboy, tell them what they get.
Well, look, this is probably one of the best deals out on the internet. So with Lenny, for the $4.99, you get a live show basically on all of our live content that comes out on Thursday Night Football and Sunday night and so on and so forth. You get an extra video from Lenny. For $19.99, you get my extra video every single day. Usually around, at this point, you're getting 200 selections, all for just $20 a month, and you get a written summary of every single play, and you get Lenny for free. Craig, you get 3 premium selections worth $90 from other cappers as well as Craig, which is a $90 value per day you get for $50 a month. Plus, you get me and Lenny for free. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, and we're doing some extra bonus stuff. Like today, we had a couple extra props that we put into level 3. Yesterday, we did a parlay. Just missed. It was both of them were covering an entire game. We lost by literally they fouled with 1 second or you hit the parlay. So we'll probably be back with a parlay tonight. So make sure you get in on that level 3. All right, let's get right to it. NBA. I know that's what you're here for. Some free plays. How about the opening game? Bucks Raptors. Raptors -1. Total 232.5. Both of them won on opening night. What do you like here?
Well, the Bucks looked decent, right, on opening night. But I will tell you this, the fact that they beat the Wizards does not, it's not overly impressive. I will tell you that, you had about, I was pretty impressed with Kuzma and Prince. I don't think they're going to shoot as well. Did you know the Bucks shot 51% from the field from that game? They shot pretty amazing. Giannis had about 37 points. But I got to tell you something. I was pretty impressed with Toronto and what they did against my Hawks. Putting up 138 on my Atlanta team. I think Toronto might have a little something special going on here. When you take a look at that team, Craig, they had about, 7 guys in double digits, almost 8, between Podol and Barnes. And, Brandon Ingram is on this team, right? Barrett, that Ingram-Barrett combo is pretty good. And then you have Quickly and you have Dick. That's not a bad team at all. And I think the Bucks are going to be in for a classic letdown. It's also Toronto home opener, too. Toronto is a fantastic place to play. They haven't beat them the last 3 times. This one's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to take the Raptors -1 or the money line. All right, Craig, my Atlanta Hawks comes in. They had a lot of great talent, but they came in and they got walloped in their opening game against a hungry Raptors team. And now we know why the Raptors just seem pretty good here. You have an Atlanta team that comes off a loss. Orlando does come off a nice win against Miami, but they weren't as impressive as I thought they were. And, of course, Orlando beat them by 25 points last time they played them. Who do you like here?
Problem with the Hawks has been the same problem for, since Trae Young's there. He plays no defense. When you don't play defense, it is hard to beat really good teams. Every once in a while, you'll just be able to outscore people. But to me, you just search Trae Young out. Once you get him in a switch, you go to work. And I think this is a really big Magic team. I think it's a tough team for the Hawks to match up. I like the Orlando Magic -5 to get it done and cover here. Next game, I thought this Cleveland team did not play great in the opener. They did make a nice middle move where they kind of made it interesting for a little while, but they did lose to the Knicks. They're big favorite here against Brooklyn. They got to stay in town. Obviously, they played the Knicks. Now they're playing the Nets with a day's rest in there. Cleveland -13, total 228. What do you like here?
Yeah, they're going to be mad coming in, right? You have a Cleveland team here who Allen only had 4 points that game. That's a prop that you can look for the over. This team – they were down by 10 points right out of the gates. They're down by 15 at the half. They made a huge comeback to tie the game going into the fourth quarter, and then they had a big letdown. The fact that Cleveland gave up 119 is pretty significant. The fact that Brooklyn lost 117 and 136 against Charlotte That's an ugly, ugly loss for a Brooklyn team. That's, between Claxton and Porter and Mann and Cam Thomas, it's a bunch of young guys. But I don't think they're going to gel that well. Cleveland's going to be really, really upset coming in, and it's a decent public fade as well. I know it's a home opener, but I got to back Cleveland here. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I just think they're going to play much better. I just don't imagine themselves going 0-2 to start the road trip before going to Milwaukee. All right, Craig, Boston here plus 5.5 point dog against New York. Boston, of course, opened up with a 116 to 117 loss against the Sixers, so they're going to be mad. New York opened up with that nice win against Cleveland. Who do you like?
The Celtics were better than I thought they would be. I really thought minus Tatum, obviously Porzingis is gone, Drew Holiday's gone. I thought that would like their depth, but they have some nice pieces that they've added. And, Brown is going to play, kind of be their lead guy until we get Tatum back. I like this Boston team plus the points. I mean, the Sixers scored a bazillion points basically by Maxey and big, but I think that you're not going to get that kind of usage game in, game out. I'm going to take the points here with Boston plus 5.5. I think this is a Boston team that's going to be pretty good as underdogs, which is rare. We didn't get them an underdog for the last 2 or 3 years. So let's take the points. Next game, the Heat, of course, got a lot of bad press. Terry Rozier is in the scandal that is the betting scandal in the NBA right now. He didn't play last game, so you don't really have to maybe figure that in. They're facing a Grizzlies team that did win, but it was nip and tuck. They could have easily lost that opener. Grizzlies minus 3.5 total, 233. Can the Heat kind of put their task to basketball here with all that distractions?
I think they can. Yeah, I think they can. I think teams, especially a guy like Spoelstra, will get them motivated and will get them to focus on what's important here. And, at the end of the day, this team still, we forget that this team has, Davion Mitchell as well, who looks like he's turning the corner. They have Powell and Jovic and Wiggins and Adebayo and Jaquez. This is a team that I think, they understand adversity and they know how to get coached well with adversity. I understand that Memphis comes off a nice win against New Orleans. New Orleans, shot 46% from the field. The problem is they were right there in that game. They just had a bad third quarter. Memphis shot 51% from the field, which I don't think is happening. I don't think Morant's going to go 13 for 20 again. And I think when you put this together, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for Miami to take all that adversity and we use it to their favor. I'm going to back Miami plus the 3.5. Craig, San Antonio here hooks up against New Orleans. San Antonio coming in as a minus 3.5 point favorite. It's such a shame because they say Donald Trump has a vendetta against the NBA from all the protests and stuff. And I think that's relevant to bring up here. What should have been a great night for them to promote Wemby and his monster night turned into this. Now they're a 3.5 point chalk on the road against the Pelicans. And in Trump's defense, by the way, and I know a lot of people don't like Trump. They felt like they were coming to get me, so I'm coming to get them. Having said that, Trump was also, Trump, so he's not all there either. So I understand both perspectives. I vote libertarians. All of my candidates lose, so nobody can fault me. So I'm a social liberal, but I'm a fiscal conservative. So I'm basically a Northern Republican, so nobody likes me. So you have a situation here, or a Western Republican. I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger, although Arnold did go 2-0 in governor's races. San Antonio, 3.5 point chalk on the road here against New Orleans. New Orleans only a plus 3.5 point dog at home. Despite coming off a loss. Do the Pelicans turn it around here at home?
How does this Spurs team handle that, that great win at Dallas? I think that Dallas team's going to be good. They did not play great late in that game. And Wemby, I said, is going to be good as long as these young guards throw him the ball. They did that. I think he'll be good again, but I'm going to take the over in this game. Both of these teams scored 120 plus, 125 for one team, 122 for the other. I don't know if they quite get 125, but we don't need that to get this over. All we need is 116 each. I think we easily get that. Give me the over in the Spurs and Pelicans game. Next game, pretty disappointing. It was my small lean as far as my top plays. I was like a 2-unit. The Pistons, they didn't show up in the first half, came all the way back, got it within one late, but can they play a little better early? That's the question. Houston's favored by 6 after that double OT loss. Total 226. What do you like here?
Yeah, and before that, don't forget Craig and I 2-for-1 deal, $99. Each one individually is $99. So you get our entire football card for $99. Pretty incredible deal, 50% off, only because you watch this video. And don't forget our YouTube Premium as well. You get Lenny for $4.99. You get me 200 selections, a written extra video, written summary of every single pick of all 200 for $20 a month. Truly the edge. And you get Craig for that $49.99, where you get 3 extra premium plays, $90 worth. And with that, you get me for free and Lenny for free. Now, as far as this particular game,
Hey,
is
hold on.
concerned,
That link is in the description, FYI. And a lot of people I see the comments and we get emails. If you want these prices, you have to use the desktop, because if you use your phone,
yes,
YouTube gets charged by Apple and they pass that on to you. We don't get any extra. Apple gets it, or Google Play Store. So use your desktop to get on it. Link is in the description.
So you have a Detroit team here who comes in as a +6 dog. Detroit opened up as a 4-point loss to the Bulls, right? In a game where they started off with 19 points. They actually played pretty well to close out the day. But, you had Vujovic and Okoro and Jones. I thought they played really well, to be honest with you. I thought, you had 7 guys scoring at least 12 points. I thought that was pretty decent. They just could not play, they just fell short by 4. Houston, of course, comes off their 1-point loss to Oklahoma City, and they're going to be pretty pissed off. They are having their home opener here, too. What I thought was interesting was this total came in at 226. I actually like the under here, Craig. I think Houston's going to make some changes on the defensive side of the ball. I think both these teams are going to make changes on the defensive side of the ball. I like the under here. Craig, Washington comes in as a 10-point dog here against Dallas. Dallas, of course, comes that opening night debacle, 92 to 125. That was my 7-star selection on the Spurs, so I'll be happy to take that 20-plus point cover. Dallas comes in off of an ugly loss. Washington comes off of a 13-point loss. You're getting Washington as a 10-point dog here. Who do you like?
Yeah, it's funny if you watch the new ESPN show with Charles Barkley and company, he was like, free Chris Middleton and company, because Washington's got some of these veterans, McCollum as well, that because of some trades ended up there. I think these guys are probably going to get bought out or traded again. But I don't think this Wizards team's as bad as what everybody thinks. And I think until you get Kyrie back, which is a long way away, I think the guard play is going to be an issue for Dallas. So it's an ugly underdog, but I like Washington plus the double digits here. I think Dallas wins, but I think it's more like 6 or 7 points. Give me Washington plus 10. I think Chris Middleton and McCollum will keep him in this game. Next game, Warriors in a back-to-back. Games going on as we're recording this. I think the Warriors are down a couple points with like 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Blazers, of course, Chauncey Billups is in that hubbub with the betting scandal, and he's obviously not coaching. Warriors minus 1.5 total, 227. I thought the Blazers played great in a close loss in the opener. How do they handle this? It's a pretty young team, by the way.
You know how I think. I've always believed that with adversity comes production, right? So you have a situation here with the Blazers and the Warriors, coming as a 1.5 point chalk. This is a rare game where you and I are not on the same side. I'm actually on the Warriors. I'm sorry, I'm on the Nuggets here, plus the 2 here as a 3-unit selection. But you have a situation here where Golden State looks like they're going to be 1-1. Maybe Portland comes off that tight 4-point loss to Minnesota. I think what happens here is that Portland, they take all this adversity and they use it for them. I hate to take I hate to go against the Warriors here, but it's hard for me to imagine Portland doesn't step up here, especially with the interim coach who's going to coach them like heck. He's probably coached them like heck today, yesterday. The energy is going to be through the roof. If you are on the Blazers tomorrow, you should definitely want the Warriors to win tonight. And if the Warriors do win tonight, I'm telling you, I don't think they are. I think the Nuggets are going to win. But if the Warriors do tonight, I might put like a 5-star minimum on the Blazers tomorrow. Craig, Utah, 5.5 point dog. They come off of absolutely throttling the Clippers, 129 to 108. I guess all that extra money they're throwing Kawhi is not going to help anyway. Sacramento here losing 116 to 120 against Phoenix. I thought they played pretty well. So now you have a situation where Sacramento comes back home, 5.5 point chalk here. Who do you like?
I kind of like this Jazz team. They had all these bad performances that ended up in a lot of high draft picks. And they got Markkanen, which I think he's like a budding superstar. And I think he's a superstar. I don't think he's budding. He made the, was it last year, the year before, he made the All-Star team. I think he's for real. And this is a Kings team that's really, really banged up right now. I think they can catch him and get a win here. It's probably going to be a sprinkle on the money line, but let's take the Jazz plus 5.5. I just think until the Jazz get healthy, it's going to be a little slugfest here early on in this year. Next game we're looking at, got 2 games left. We got the Timberwolves at the Lakers. Lakers look great with Luka. The rest of the team needs to come on board. And Minnesota got a nice win on the road at Portland last time out. Minnesota's favored by 2.5 total, 225.5. What do you like here?
I think things are going to get worse for the Lakers. I really do, without LeBron. You have a Minnesota team that comes off a nice win against Portland, 118 to 114. But that was a game where they had to come back 30 to 19 in the fourth quarter. They still have all of their guys, dude. They know exactly who they are. Gobert, Randall, McDaniels, Edwards, DiVincenzo. Now they picked up Shannon Jr. here, Reed. They have a decent, I feel like, they shot 50% from three-point land, 15 for 30. The Lakers, of course, come off a very tough loss against the Warriors. I mean, maybe they bounce back here, but you had Luka putting up 43, and that still wasn't good enough. Did you know the Lakers only had 3 guys in double digits in that game? Luka, Reeves.
Yeah, what do you have? Luka had almost 50.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they had. Whereas the amount of depth that the Minnesota has, and let me tell you something. Michael Jordan's son, Anthony Edwards, right? We joke about it, but that guy loves to play the Lakers. They beat him 3 times in a row. I think that continues to go on here. I'm going to back Minnesota here for tomorrow. Craig, you're going to finish us off here. Phoenix, a 10-point dog, big dog here against the Clippers on opening night. Clippers, of course, got embarrassed against the Jazz. That's not going to bode well. Phoenix, of course, comes off of a win and still finds themselves a 10-point dog after beating Sacramento. Who do you like here?
I like a little prop in this one. I like Zubac over. I think it's 18.5, 19.5. I think he'll have 20 plus tonight. This is a Suns team that they're not the deepest, backcourt there. And Zubac is just such a solid player. I mean, he's great on defense. He goes right to the rim every time. He just gets great positioning, and he plays well with Harden and company. He gets a lot of lobs and stuff. I like Zubac over. If I was looking at the side in this game, I'd probably take the Suns plus the point. I just think that was an embarrassing loss, and I think there's a little worry they're so old. They're like as old as the Warriors and the Lakers. Like, I think this is an old team. The Clippers are gonna struggle at times. I think they're gonna have to, win a lot of close games late. I just not a team I want to lay double digits with. So, but my top play would be Zubac over his point total tonight. It should be about 18.5 to 19.5. I think he'll go 20 plus easily tonight. So that's what we like for all the games today. Don't forget, get in on that football pass. All the football plays are already out. So you got to get in on it right away. So that way you make sure you get the best lines possible. And this guy right here, this guy has a 7-unit play tonight. So make sure you get in on that. Usually it's $30 just to get the 7-unit play. So you get, for just a $69 extra, you're going to get a total of 14 football plays. So make sure you get in on that, including 3 top plays between the 2 of us. So make sure you take advantage of that at this link right here. If you want to get in on the Premium Plus, of course, all you got to do is click the link below and get in. If you're on a lower level, you can always upgrade. All that stuff, you click the link below to get all the details. All right, guys, have a great day. See you next time.